Hello everyone, welcome back to PLD Disc Golf. This is the back nine installation of the second annual Fling at Double Horseshoe Farm. Once again, we have Payton Drake with us. How you doing, Olsen?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this footage. Again, it's a really great course and can't wait to play it again.
Yeah, so recap, front nine was the second round of a two-round day. Players played Johnson's Grove first round, and so we're wrapping up here at the private course that I put together on the Weir property. October 29th, this is December when we're shooting the commentary. So once again, if you missed the front nine, what are you doing? Get back over there, watch
Get back over there.
Yeah, but we have Joe Downing, Chris Yucus, this clown right here.
I can't stand that guy. Look at him.
And
so dramatic.
He is. And Don Knuckey, the local favorite. All these guys worthy of this card. We're at hole 10, a 200-foot par 3.
Worthy. Because nobody else was worthy of this card.
No one
We were
else.
just royal blood.
Yes. A little errant shot hanging it left from Joe there. I will mention as we're starting this off, so if you missed the front nine, like I said, get back there and watch it. But I'll kind of give you a highlight of this course. So it's a 9-hole course. Baskets are homemade by my brother-in-law, Ethan Smith, and as you see one out there right now.
I overthought it.
And we are actually playing another 9 holes backwards through the course. So we're playing the hole 9's basket, then hole 8's basket, so on and so forth. Completely different fairways, so we have a unique 18-hole layout here. And
I was just like, I'm going to throw it, and if
hypes
it hits a
that.
branch, it hits a branch.
Exactly.
Which you really do have to do that, like Chris said. The angle Peyton's at here, you can't really see the line exactly, but those branches there right in front of you with the red leaves are kind of right on your line. So you do have to kind of put a little ante around it and just trust your disc like I did not do. That was just terrible execution.
It's all right. You can almost trust just throwing an overstable disc on an Anheuser to curl the line and then just mash it into the ground like Chris did. So there's some OB on the rest of the holes here, but on this one specifically, nothing to speak of. They are playing over an electric fence that is turned off and unplugged. So no concern for electric shock there.
After the first electrocution, we really had to make sure that it was
Yeah,
off.
yeah. My prayers go out to the family of the shocked person. No one got hurt.
No one got
playing
hurt.
out here today.
They were very careful and made sure that was off for us.
Yeah. And another soft bid from Don. There were air quotes when I said that. Chris, gotta stop doing that. You had too many on the front nine. Goals to get those up, start putting discs in the chains. We just have the card here, cleaning up, a couple pars.
Very gentle tap in there from Joe. Set his into the basket there.
Yep. All right, hole 11, like I said, now we're playing back to hole 8's basket. It's a par 3, 248 feet. This gap that they're hitting there is about 160 feet off the tee, but it's only like 8 feet wide.
With two little dead branches there that are anxiously awaiting to slap your disc out of the air, so you really have to watch for those as well.
And you have to get onto the crest of the hill that the basket is on in order to be in bounds. There is an out-of-bounds line just after this gap, where if it gets smacked down and doesn't cross, then you're putting from a 45-foot drop zone.
Peyton really wanted to make sure that we were unsuccessful on this, but I think we all proved him wrong.
No spoilers.
I said I think. I'm wrong often.
Head hunting. I think Chris is mad at me. Trying to lop my head off, but yeah, we got 3 of 4 so far. Let's see if this kid can do it. He's got wide. That Toro stability just yanks you back to the left. And you're smart parked.
Smart pack.
Yep.
So pokey.
You'll hear more of this, but Chris is
Lost it. There it is.
enclosed in a thorn bush at the moment.
Actually, I don't think it's a... Or actually, yes, I think it's a thorn bush. But there are some of the sickest black locust trees on this property.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they
I
aim
could
to
do
kill.
anything.
And if you guys are not familiar with black locusts, look them up. See some of the thorns that they have there on Google Images. It is nuts. You can have a 4-inch shank on some of the trunks of these guys, and they are sharp as needles.
Sharp and lethal.
Yeah, literally, if you're not watching where you're going, they can put an eye out. So, yeah.
But not when you're playing disc
insurance in
golf.
future
You're
years.
protected. Don't be scared of them when you come out to play. They won't. Yeah, we can't.
Yep. No, this course plays around all the trees, and unless you're shinking shots left and right, there's really no reason for you to be in the deep rough. But man, Chris is all over the basket, not able to put one in yet, showing some frustration, and I can understand. But yeah, good birdies from Olson and Joe. Don, short comebacker. Really, this green's not really designed for you to not want to make a strong putt. The comebacker usually gets caught up and stays pretty close, but those hanging branches can get into your head. So, kind of like that design about it. All right, hole 12, par 4, 417 feet. The layout here shows a heavy ante. The bottom of this hill used to be covered in the black locust trees, as I will mention. Or as I mentioned before, but we were able to actually clear all of those out, get it mowed down ground level, so you're able to cut the angle off a little bit more. So probably plays more like 340, 350.
Passing bushes.
370
You
is
can
the
really
crow
get
flash.
that angle off, and yeah.
Yeah.
Joe's disc got lost there in the sky, but he really put a nice soaring anhyzer out there that carried him relatively close to the basket. There was a really tremendous shot from him.
Yeah, he's actually down and to the
I
right,
was a
but
little
closer to
high
the
up,
basket
so that's
than
still
where
got
you just
some
landed.
distance to go yet.
So your edge is circle 2, short I would imagine. Joe's and circle 2. See how Don has just the backhand game. That's what he relies on, and he does a good job of it. He just plays one out onto the hillside, safe.
Perfect vantage point.
Right in those locusts.
And as I said, heard it from the pro, perfect vantage point.
Yeah, on the ground.
Goes through my foot, goes through my foot. It's not metal.
I think that is Chris's Discraft Heat, if I'm correct. It might. Or is that a Scorch? Do you remember?
I believe it's a heat.
That'll work, dude.
A fun disc to throw regardless. Either one
Great
of them.
disc.
Yeah. Oh, excellent approach from Chris.
It's the second time he's tried to either ace or field ace this basket. He's got 9 for the blue. I'm being belligerent at this point.
Yeah, these guys out here having a good time. I am silently laughing behind the camera, having a good time. That's what all the shakes are for. It's not a crappy stand or poor recording skills. It's me laughing.
He's just blowing blood vessels in his eyes, trying not to laugh.
Yeah. Just kidding. I'm actually a terrible videographer. Oh, my Lanta.
I gotta put a disc on my list. Better to have a big arm. Hey, thank you, sir.
Good bird. Yeah, since the black locust saplings were cleared out, it's a pretty forgiving par 4. Not afraid of giving strokes to people, but as you see, it can still challenge some players. Got a par from Don, but good birdies from the rest of the card. Chris and Joe doing a good job, working hard. Everyone under par now. I know that was a struggle, I think, at the beginning of the round.
Big blind drive here on hole 13. This does earn the title of a par 4. There is an out of bounds line, also finishing with another island.
It actually gets Chris confused enough he doesn't know how to play this hole off the tee. So goal is to just play it past this tree that we're looking at right now, which is about 320 feet down the fairway, and then pitch over to another island, or
You want
the
to throw
hole
it
6 island.
320 feet.
Oh, okay.
Don and I here had a bet of who could place it on the island. So with that uphill, you're really looking at throwing something that you think will get you to about 450 with the wind play and whatnot. But
Yeah, this whole design is very unique in the fact where that crest of the hill is probably 10 feet up from the ground we're standing on, and the basket itself is probably 10 feet below the area you're standing on. So you have to throw like an Annie shot that starts falling out of the sky and then starts hyzering out in time to get to the island. So Joe, leaving his shot low, he actually puts it safe short of the electric fence, which marks the out of bounds. Everything to the right, Chris puts it on the island. So once again, this is the Circle 1 island of hole 6 that we're playing back to. Someone's shaking the electric fence wire there.
yeah, that was me getting shocked by it on the other side there.
Yeah.
I'm in the drop zone there, as you can see. Don was heckling me to go for the island here, and I was only about 15 to 10 feet short there of
Not
inbounds.
even.
So
Not even. I think you were like 5 feet short.
5 feet.
So
you
close.
heard it from the professional.
You were close.
I was close, and
definitely.
Don played it safe. He really just tricked me the whole time and had a nice birdie there just to make me
We looked for
behind.
that disc for like 5 minutes because this isn't sanctioned event. We could spend more looking for a lost disc, but we found that disc. I literally found it right underneath the electric wire. So he played it to the closest he could.
Nice.
Great
Joe.
putt from Joe. Yeah.
Got Joe. Is that 3? Yeah, 4.
Me trying to keep score here, having to ask everybody their score every time. Thanks for being good sports, guys. Good finish from Don.
Yep.
And with the birdie on this hole, rubbing it in my face.
Look at you.
If you looked at my shot, you knew I was going for it.
Yeah, no.
I thought you were more likely in than I was.
Dude, I landed right here, man. If I had a little more turn on my
Yeah,
shot,
you're it. Yeah, you were far enough.
There it is.
Hey, valiant effort.
Yeah. No, but that's what.
A little bit of banter back and forth about how the hole was played, and yeah, that was part of the reason why I contemplated even doing commentary for this coverage, just because I like hearing the players talk through their game.
Don's having a really hard time finding the basket there. I'm trying to belay upon him a technique to see it by. Yeah, we don't need to talk about it.
It's like how you look into a microwave. You know the
Yeah, you
the
gotta-
shader in the microwave. You have to like move your head around in order
Constant
to see what's
motion
past
so
it.
you can see it. Trying to point out a stake to show Don where the basket was there, and I thought that might help, and it did not. So
It's all right. Hey, life is experience. You live and you learn. You learn not to look like a fool when trying to find the basket at distance. I mean, unless that acted like a biological rangefinder, that'd be pretty sick. Patent that.
I'll work on it.
All right. Yeah, 387-foot par 4. This one's playing. Actually, I mean, it's not significantly uphill, but it's consistently uphill. Probably about 5 to 10 feet up. You just crush something. The electric fence is on the player's left-hand side, and it plays us out of bounds. So I'm pretty much standing right where their aim point should be for a backhand drive.
Yeah, we are hugging this out of bounds fence on the left the whole way, so you really do either want to put something safe right or there's a risky gamble there, putting something straight. So
Yeah, everyone's safe so far.
Chris,
So far. Let's see what Chris does.
Chris here with his heat again, I think, just to make sure he's safe and maintain an inbounds position.
Oh, no, that was his Valkyrie right there.
What was that? Okay.
That was his Valkyrie. Yeah,
So a
it was
little-
pretty straight.
little
and
bit-
some fade.
Flippier than my T-bird, but a good shot. Nice and straight. Good position there on the fairway.
And Joe left this little short. And I'm surprised I actually can't see the basket from where I'm at right here. That was a poor field shot right there.
Good bid from Joe there.
Yeah, he's close though.
120?
Last year, this basket was on a hay bale too, so a nice, very elevated basket to finish out.
Yeah, a feature that I was sad we couldn't get done this year. Insider look, we actually weren't able to get this field mowed until the Thursday before the Saturday this is. So we had 2 days of actually mowed property. And so I got the stakes in the ground and the T signs out and the baskets out there.
Nice flick.
Great putt from Don. A lot of trust in those pole cats. He loves putting those things.
Nope, that was his landmine again.
That was his land.
That was his landmine.
Okay.
But still, he's taking quite a liking to that disc. He's been having a lot of fun with it.
I can see it. It was working for him.
Oh no. Oh no.
What? You look like your right arm just went limp.
Well, talking about trust in your disc, I had none on that. The wind was really getting to me. It was just a testy headwind right there, so I got in my head. It got the best of me.
Thumbs up from Chris. All right, this hole, I'll just say right now, the tee shot coverage, not very good. Don throws that, drops down right in the middle of the fairway, short of that tree. A good shot here from Joe at a 320-foot par 3. This is downhill. The actual hole layout is different than what I showed at the beginning of this scene, so players are just trying to throw something straight and neutral right at the basket. Kind of like Olsen does. He bears over a little bit on that and gets a tree kick. But
Throwing DXV Rock, Innova there. Said that backwards. An Innova DXV Rock given to me from Payton. And a nice kick back closer to the basket there.
Yeah. There you go.
yeah.
A really great approach from Don there, just missing that hanging branch.
Yeah, so it doesn't really look like any of you guys got into circle here. Everyone's got a long look at the basket. I think that was good height. It's trying to get that online, I think.
Yeah, it's you got to be careful with the downhill straight shots. It's really easy to overbear and put something
Very
off to the right with a overdone Anheuser or turned over straight shot, I should say, or not giving it enough and fading out to where.
Nice.
Turn.
You trust the baskets way more than I do.
I don't know why I said that. Now I'm like throwing your game off for the rest of
I
the
said
round.
you trust the baskets way more than
I don't think
do.
he was trying to put it up that high, was he?
Thanks, Chris. He called me out on that one. Let it up a little high, but
All right, hole 16, 219-foot par 3. So the hillside is sloping right to left. So this is kind of like the airspace is a left to right moving shot. So Anheuser hung out from Don. A forehand is really good for this hole. But yeah, the basket is nothing too scary. You put something out just to the left. You see the band right there in yellow. You put something just out to the left and you can run the basket. There's the hillside protecting the missed putts. So
Joe really executing a nice backhand with an Anheuser, carrying all the way to the basket to put him in a really good spot.
yeah, I completely missed that. You are throwing disc colors that either blended with the grass or blended with the
It's
sky.
a white glow champ Andrew Marwade Firebird, really flat top, beautiful disc. Love throwing that on a forehand. And
Is your entire bag plastic that I gave you?
plastic that you gave me. No, there's a few. There are definitely a few.
There's that
you guys
one.
know what to get me.
Yeah, there's that one, and your V Rock you threw on the last hole. I'm just joshing your taters, man.
My taters are joshed.
Safe.
Oh, yep, just a little past the basket here, but
Oh wow. Just way high.
Don had just told me to barely flick that in because of the elevation difference there, and I didn't listen. And
Mike Don knows what he's talking about. Never mind. He does. We join each other at putting league every Wednesday night, and he's pretty crafty. He knows his way around a green. I will say that.
And I wanted to quit.
That stole the breath away. Stole my breath away. I could not believe that. You see the scores. This is hole 16. We're at -5. Tie between Olsen and Don. That mattered.
That was a very, very big spit out. The basket was just, it was fate. It wanted to spice things up a little, and it sure did.
All right.
I was in disbelief.
Yeah. You got to shake it off and move to hole 17, a 447-foot par 4. This one's downhill. Let something stable out there. Rip it hard. Let it come back. Basket's located by the tree down there, down the fairway.
So Joe held on to his a little too long, carried that Anheuser out a little longer than he intended, but Don not making the same mistake and really throwing a nice disc.
That's a scorch, and he threw that on hole 13, the weird out of bounds one that he managed to stay in bounds on. So he really likes that. He throws it pretty well. Chris early released that, I think, and so it hyzered out into the hillside short of where you want to be. What are you throwing here?
This is my T-Bird 3, Ricky Wysocki.
I like the fairway driver decision. You may not necessarily be able to squeeze out all the distance, but it's got a lot of control because you can really let a distance driver get away from you if you overturn it. You will go for ages.
Put that on a nice soaring hyzer there, trying to keep it safe and not losing it off to the right there. There's a pretty good headwind there off of the tee.
Yep, the wind has actually picked up a little bit with this back nine. Good approach from Chris, and then an approach from Joe. He actually leaves a little bit short. He's going to have the headwind come back, or not come back, or
Leaving him with a tester putt there. My disc was buried under Don's.
Wait, hang on. Oh, you guys were right on top of each other.
Quite literally. I would not have found my disc if it weren't for Don landing on top of it, or me sliding under him, I should say. Another landmine approach from Don.
That disc is so weird, man. No way.
It really is an interesting disc. You should get one.
Yes. And a safe bid there, I would say. Trying to give something a chance, but not go too far.
Oh!
Man. Great putts all around from Joe. Some of them landing, some of them not.
Adjusting his grip there several times on that Burger King putter, and he did not get the grease off his fingers for that.
Chris struggling on the green a little bit. He's got a lot of game. I'm anxious to play with him in the future. He's a great guy, great commentator, just a good sport. He was a lot of fun to participate on the card, so really liked it.
I really think everyone had an amazing time playing this course. A lot of great guys, a lot of great play. Competition, I should say.
There's, the strong, confident putt from Joe.
There's that animation that Peyton was talking about.
Joe, you got the 4?
Yeah, might as well. 4 for me, too.
All right, hole 18, where champions are crowned. A 302-foot par 3. This is playing the hole 1's basket that is hanging from the oak tree on the far side of the creek. So this is like just a really safe tee shot off of the hole 1's tee pad. You got different ways to go about it. You can hang them out really wide, do a hyzer bomb into the green on the other side of the tree, or you could do what Olsen's doing here and lacing. I think that's your Rancho Rock,
That is my Star Rancho Rock.
Right.
A little bit of an audience here on this last hole as everyone just finished up their 18 before us.
Yeah. I would very much love, I think, in future years for any players that finish up to just hang out on the green of 18 down there. Obviously, I'll mark stuff off. People give a wide berth, but Joe overturning on this last hole. It's kind of going into a headwind, so it's really trusting the plastic that's in your hand. And Chris looked like he was trying to do that with his Valk, and he hyzers out right into the creek down there. So,
Really tough spot here for Joe, but he delivered on this approach and really got to a nice spot from where he was. It was very impressive.
well, let's not glaze over what's happening, right? So this is Don's approach. This is for his bird. He needs to make this in order to put pressure on you. Great height, just barely, he barely misses the strap holding the basket up. That was a great line, just high.
Chris down in the low of lows there. It's wet as well, so just an uncomfortable lie there, also kind of blocked by those two saplings there.
Just looking to tap out, finish out the round. But I think we get to, you see the thorns here. This is one of the black locusts. It's a little bit smaller, but this is a putt. This is to take the win.
It was not enough.
Yeah, honestly, though, I think I personally would have just laid it up anyway, because, I mean, this basket's hanging. It's already like 2 feet higher than it normally should, and if you miss that and you doink it off the oak tree, you can roll into the creek and have bad footing for a comeback putt at 20 feet. So, I mean, it is what it is. Probably mentally wanted to put that in. It's hard.
Securing the par there to put a little bit of pressure on Don to finish out well, but he's just too close to mess up there.
Yep.
Joe once again connecting with the basket, but not the chains.
Good lines from Joe. He'll clean up, take the third place. Well deserved. A -5 for the round. That was the hot round for the day. He did a great job. He played really, really well. So he was -6 going into that hole. With that bogey, took him down to -5. So, all right, we go to a playoff. So there's some stuff happening in the background. We did a flip. Olsen's teeing off, and we are following PDGA rules for this playoff just because there's a little bit more at stake here. So we are at hole 3. Kind of a fair hole to start off with. This is the blind shot, 240-foot blind shot. No, 220, sorry.
Yep, 219.
219. Just trying to control your distance. That was a good shot from Olsen. A little short. And then Don kind of follows that line as well.
We are within feet of each other in terms of distance.
And
Not
just
the same
circle.
putt.
Yeah. So safe run. This is just put it right at chain high and drive it into the chains if you can. Let's see if you can do it.
Just missing it.
Yeah. All right, Donnie is looking to capitalize on your miss.
There it is! Oh! No!
I pretended to be distraught there, but I was really so happy that he missed that. It was really a good putt, but
I was like, dude, what are you doing?
both gave good putts.
So are you playing
Neither
too?
of us connected. But
Okay, there was a lot of uncertainty of what we should do, and I was like thinking we should do holes that are,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
challenging but like reachable, as to not make a distance be a limitation. So we're at hole T,
Yeah, it is.
18's. T is wow, we're at hole 18 again.
yes, we are. Don putting a really nice circle 2 shot from the tee there.
Yeah, he made an adjustment from the first time, and it looks like you did not make an adjustment.
I really did just do the
Literally
exact
the
same
exact
thing.
shot.
I couldn't have been happier.
Oh, that was a great line from Don, but once again, kind of putting a pressure on you. I guess, would you have felt more pressure with or without the make?
I was feeling enough pressure to make the exact same putt that I should have corrected on, but with this result, I'm glad he did not make his.
I cry right in front of you.
Yeah.
I cried in tears.
Yeah, focus on those tap-ins. Okay, so we finish 18. To go back up the hill, we're at hole 2. Just trying to create a loop here.
Very left.
I'll probably join you.
And Olson, you didn't make a correction from.
I did not. In fact, I exaggerated my mistake from the last time playing this hole. Don really wanted to throw his up there and held on to his a little too long. And we were, once again, about the same distance from the tee, or the basket here.
Yeah, it was a good approach from you. But yeah, this is Don's opportunity to take the win. Circle's edge.
Nope.
Oh, he said no. Right at mid-flight, just a little early. Tentative on that.
Don and I are approaching out of breath here as the adrenaline is kicking in, and we have played 3 playoff holes now.
And there is some up and down, I will mention. So,
There's plenty of up and down.
yeah.
That'd be perfect time for a bounce.
So now I'm
Only
going to go
you
with
can
my
finish
first
with
one I
Don.
was in last hole. Just because it might be a little closer.
It looks like Don's making another adjustment.
Oh man, that's so
With
good.
about the same line as playoff hole 1, getting even closer.
You're
to
right
the
in that
basket
same
there.
spot.
I think he slowed down. He selected a fairway driver instead of a scorch and put it on the same line, and so it got him a little bit closer.
Same disc here for mine,
Oh, I think he tried
but I
something
did
there.
make the adjustment.
Don't steal my
I really
route.
wanted to
No,
give this
what was
my
that tree?
best bid at an
What was
ace.
that?
No, that could have been. That could have.
Just connected with a branch.
Yeah. So you like have no putt, but Don is out, and he drains it.
Yep.
He drains it.
And I can barely see the basket here.
That's sick. Sir, that's sick.
Now I should have just delayed that because you
Color change.
deliberated over that lie for a long time.
Yeah, it was really tough. I had almost no visibility of the basket, and I was doing kind of the splits there, as you could see.
So
Really?
at this point, I'm like shaking my head. I'm like, this is gonna go on for forever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we just need to finish this out. But you make an adjustment finally, and
No,
what'd you end
I
up throwing?
thought I was past it. What?
Beaver.
Don and I are being good sports to each other here. We were just wishing for the best for both of us, as this is getting dragged on,
No. Oh, that's
drug
good.
on.
You always want to beat your opponent at their best, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So
Same
it's
thing.
always good to be encouraging of each other.
Take your breath.
Regardless.
Similar lie here, same colored
Whether
discs.
that's true. Whether I make it or miss it, the pressure's on.
I think there's more pressure if you make it. I know.
There's enough commentary here. We're just gonna let it
I
happen.
can step into this, can't I?
Done?
I think you're out. I'll say you're out. That was dancing there. Did you see that dancing off the bottom?
I saw the dancing. You want me to clear that?
Nope.
Here's Don with his polecat.
Nope. Good job.
Wow.
Sir.
Wow. Congrats, guys.
Man,
I've never been a part of a 6-hole playoff.
5-hole playoff, I believe, is
Yeah, it's 5.
But
Yeah, I lost track and couldn't count anymore. So yeah,
we all lost track there. It was
well
just
done, sir.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
getting
See.
more intense with every playoff hole.
On the way back.
but yeah, as you saw. Wow, that was quite exciting. I enjoyed getting to that, and we started losing sun at that time, so it was good to have a wrap up finally. But congratulations, Olson, on your win.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This entire event was just great. Looking forward to doing it again next year. Any last thoughts?
No, I mean, it really just couldn't have gone any better than it did. The weather was great, wind wasn't too bad, and everyone just had a great time, and that's all we really look to do with these events. And thank you again to the Weir family for lending us the property.
Yes,
for
thank
the
you.
event, and that was just a phenomenal time.
Thank you guys for joining us for this coverage. We will catch you on a fairway soon.
What are y'all still doing here? Come on, get. I mean, get.